Namaste and very hearty welcome to all
Okay.
of you to this high intensity Thursday Satsang. Before we get into the life lessons, let me elaborate a little bit about why this title, High Intensity Thursday Satsang. See, those who are serious spiritual seekers must understand that lukewarm life is not worth living if you are serious about your spiritual sadhana. Your sadhana has to be high intensity. Only then the breakthrough will come. Lukewarm approach, you can continue, your mind will feel relaxed a little bit, but I don't think there will be any major breakthrough on the spiritual path. If you are serious about the major breakthrough on the spiritual path, something, new dimensional living, that's the breakthrough that we are talking about. Going to the fifth dimension right now with the open eyes, that is called the breakthrough. If you want that kind of a thing, you should be on a fire. The life should become a huge fire. That kind of intensity is what we need for the breakthrough. Enlightenment is easy if you can catch that fire. For last few Thursdays, I had been trying. If you can catch that fire, even online, okay, what I'm having in my heart, even remotely enlightenment can happen. It's open to everybody. It can happen to anybody, anytime. Right now, the frequency on the planet Earth is absolutely amazing to catch the enlightenment. Deep se deep jagah. If the unlit lamp is ready to get lit, then comes to the lamp that is lit, immediately it will catch the fire. That is the phenomenon of enlightenment. So, my dear friends, open up your heart. Your mind can never experience enlightenment. That's why I don't talk logical. If you want some breakthrough, the mind is the restricting force. It's applying the brakes. It's holding you in your dimension, third dimension. So make love with your heart. That is the way to increase the intensity. Learn to operate from love. Learn to operate from heart. Settle your energy not in the head but in the heart. That 12 inches distance is there from head to heart. Settle yourself. Remove from the brain. Come to the heart. Operate from the dimension of love and compassion. That is where the intensity comes into picture. The love affair has to be the huge fire. Let me tell you, it's risky, but learn to take that risk. It's worth that risk. Why? The ego will die, the pseudo self will die, and the real self will be born. So, my dear friend, the risk is worth taking. Learn to jump into the unknown. It is a high intensity affair. Don't be afraid of unknown. Take that risk. Go few notches higher in your vibrational frequency. Go on increasing your frequency as much as you can and a bit more. Stretch yourself. Stretch to the extent you can and a bit more. That is the way, the high intensity. See, let's understand this word. Why high intensity Thursday Satsang? If you throw the stone with whatever greatest force that you have, it will come down. Why? The stone that you throw will remain in the field of gravity of the earth, it will come down. But if you want to get out of the gravitational pull of the earth, you have to have the rocket that travels at higher than the critical velocity. There is something called critical velocity. If anything which is below that will come down. The pull of the gravity will be there. If you want to cross the pull of gravity of the earth, you have to travel at critical velocity or higher than that. Only then you can have the breakthrough. Now that is called intensity. Learn to fire. your heart, like a rocket. I know the sentence is not grammatically correct and it may not make sense. But if you are operating from the heart, you will understand what I'm talking. The heart should be on the fire. Which fire? The fire of love. There is something called fire of love. If you can do that, you can catch up even online. Take a deep breath. Catch it even before the satsang starts. Get into that high intensity mode. Okay, everybody, look into my eyes. See if you can catch even before the satsang starts. Just feel the presence on the screen. That's enough. Right? This energy is beyond time and space. It really doesn't matter where you are, what's your local time, as long as our hearts are connected. That's the only condition. As long as our hearts are connected, this energy reaches you. What is the energy? The energy of love reaches you. So, my dear friends, open your heart, receive this energy. This is a magical healing energy. Okay. We don't have to meet physically. There's no need. We have to meet in the field of love. What's that field of love? Open your heart, you'll understand. People have used thousands of words to define love. It cannot be. It has to be experienced by your heart. All the words come from the head. It's useless in the field of love. You need to learn to operate from heart. And drop that your petty little logic. It has no meaning. In the field of love, your logic has no meaning. Don't be too logical. Okay. See, people know me as an engineer, scientist, technocrat. That's what my life had. But I'm not logical. Okay. And I'm happy to tell you that thing. Very few people on the planet Earth know how to operate from the field of love. If you meet any such person, never leave that person. Why? It is the lesson that we need to learn in the human body. I'm recording as a scientist the transformational stories. Okay. I operate from love. Healing is all from heart, but recording is by a scientific mind. Let me tell you that. We are experiencing right now huge amount of time warping. You know what is time warping? Suppose you are going to take 20 years for your enlightenment in this lifetime. In that dimension of love, the time warping can happen that 20 years can just go like in 2 minutes time. You get the result in 2 minutes. Okay. Suppose you need to have 200 lifetimes more to get enlightenment. 200 lifetimes more. 200 जिंदगी चाहिए आपको. Okay. 10-20 दिन में पूरा हो सकता है. 10 to 20 days you can complete. That's called time warping. How does the time warping happen? Time warping is a natural outcome of love. So if you are too logical, if you don't understand, okay, scientific explanation, you are under the hot sun, it's too hot, burning your skin. You are there only for 5 minutes, you feel you are there for 5 hours. Okay. It's a very cool breeze on the sea beach, you are sitting with your beloved, looking at the sunset, enjoying, and you enjoyed for 2 hours and you think it's only the 10 minutes. Okay, that's how Einstein explained the theory of relativity of time. Same example can be used for time warping. So 5 minutes becomes 2 hours, opposite of time warping, or 2 hours becomes 10 minutes. That is the time warping that we are talking about. Reducing the time for your breakthrough. The frequency on the planet Earth is absolutely amazing. It's right frequency. You can use the time warping and speed up your evolution. Extraordinary things are happening on the planet Earth right now. Lots of troubles because of the planetary issues. Yes, planets are like that. But positive side on the spirituality, that also planets are indicating. So if you are in the fifth dimension, all the planets are good for you. If you are in third dimension, all the planets are bad for you. Lots of natural calamities, war, bombing, policy changes, creating lots of hassles, onset of recession, job market very bad, loss of job, loss of business. Yeah, all that is indicated by the planets. Same planets are indicating if you are a spiritual, if you have a spiritual breakthrough, if you are staying in the fifth dimension, if you are living in the fifth dimension, all these planets are telling you that you can have a wonderful time on the planet Earth right now. That is the power of planets. Planets are giving the energy field. Planets are giving you the energy field of love right now, my dear friends. If you can tune to love, all the planets will bless you. If you are not in tune with love field, all the planets can bother you. How to understand this thing? This looks very illogical. I told you I'm not a logical person. I'm talking from the different dimension altogether. You can say the dimension of love. But you see, a lot of lightning and thunder and raining and flooding and all that is happening. But that's at the ground level. If you take your aeroplane above the clouds, then where is the flooding? Where is the raining? Where is the thunder? Where is the lightning? All below you. You are flying in a crystal clear blue sky. No issues there. Issues are there, but for other people, not for you. Which means what? You have shifted to the fifth dimension now. In the fifth dimension, those issues are not there. Issues are there. Those people who are crawling on the planet Earth. Those who are flying above the clouds, for them, no issues. So what is third dimension? What is fifth dimension? People crawling on the planet, they are in the third dimension. If you can fly off, you are in the fifth dimension. Same situation, fifth dimension, no issues. Third dimension, hell lots of issues. So if you want to end all your issues, what you should do? Shift the dimension. Move from third dimension to fifth dimension. How do you do that? Simply tune yourself in this field of love. That's it. How do you do that? Drop the logic. Open your heart. That's it. If you understood this, you understood everything. जिसने भी प्यार से जीना सीख लिया उसका जीवन सार्थक। और जो भी फिलॉसफी में अटका, वो बोलते हैं ना आसमान से गिरा और खजूर में लटका। ये फिलॉसफी खजूर में लटकने वाली बात है, फिलॉसफी में नहीं फंसना। एक्सपीरियंशियल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ द फील्ड ऑफ लव, दैट्स नॉट फिलॉसफी, दैट्स योर रियल एक्सपीरियंस। ऑल राइट, I hope you understood the title, High Intensity Thursday Satsang. Rakhi Panjwani, your question is not clear. How do you make that happen? What you want to make it happen? I'm talking lots of things. If the question is logical, well, my answer is love. If the question is illogical, my answer is love. Whatever may be your question, my answer is love. So whatever question you ask me, my answer is love. How do we tune into love? By loving yourself, by loving others, by operating from the dimension of love, by not using your petty little logic, which has come through your education. Look at the birds and the bees. The whole nature is full of love. Everybody is enjoying except the human beings. Last few days, I was at ashram. See the whole nature, plants, birds, animals, everybody is so happy, so joyous, so much enjoying. Only human beings have tension and worries and anxieties and all what. It's because we are living in the head. The whole nature, everything in the nature is living by the heart. Okay. So if you drop your head, drop your mind, drop your logic, learn to open your heart, learn to operate from love, your problems disappear immediately. And let me tell you, it's risky. Why? The moment you fall in tune with love, you will die as you are. What is the meaning of it? The ego, the pseudo self, the lower self, which relates to the words, when tunes in the field of love with the master, dies. Then what happens? The pseudo self is gone, and there's a lot of fear because it's the death of the pseudo self. But if you can take the risk, if you are that daredevil kind of a person, and if you can take the risk, then the real self will be reborn. That is called self-realization. Right now, your system is been ruled by the pseudo-self, no self, ego self. That has to go. That dies in love. And the real self awakens instantly. It's waiting. It's all the time there. It's not even awakening. It's unearthing. It's realizing it's there all the time. It doesn't go away. But it's covered by the false self with which you relate, with which you associate, with which you are operating. So this pseudo self, the false self, the ego self must take the risk. Risk of what? The risk of dying. If the ego dies, if ego is willing to die, the real self, the true self will be born. That's why in Sanskrit they use the word Dvij. Dvij means reborn. You are there, your true self only. But that true self is reborn. That's called awakening. That's called enlightenment. That happens in the field of love. And the ultimate healing happens when the ego dies. All the problems of the world belong to the ego only. So if you do not associate with your false self, the pseudo self, then if you can catch up the fire, instant healing happens. That's called the miracle healing. Okay. We have a camp in December from 25th December to 31st December, 7 full days. And miracle healing you'll be experiencing repeatedly every day. And it's very simple. Okay. It's no healing. There's no like chronic healing like scanning and or Reiki healing, putting your hands, or there's nothing of that sort. Okay. You just be there and the miraculous healing happens instantly. Just if you can fine tune yourself in the field of love. That's it. Love heals. That's miracle healing. Biggest transformation I have seen happening just by love. No logic required, no science required, no philosophy required. Just being in love, the transformation happens. And it doesn't take time. It happens too fast. Almost a miracle. That's the miracle of love. All right. So I can go on talking like this. But too many logical people, very educated, may not make sense. It's okay. Let me start with the life lessons. And I'll come back to my true self. And I did not start with the life lessons. I'm not a logical person, I told you. If you want to stay in this field of law, I'm all okay. Who told you we should discuss the lessons and start the presentation and all? Not necessary. Relax. Simply allow yourself to feel this. Far more important than any logical discussions, lessons and all. This is the ultimate lesson that we all need to learn. The how. How do I tune into love? My master Sri Dada Gavan. You see the statue behind? That's Dada Gavan statue. My master used to say, this mind is like a dog. What does dog do? How. It's called howling mind. Howling. If you drop the mind, no howling. As long as the how is there, you are not in the field. The word how comes from outside the field. One more question. How about? See, the question itself, I don't need to read. The question starts with how about. Radha and Meera were in love. They were not howling, okay, like you. So this how is a very troublesome word which comes from the mind. It's like a dog. Okay? So Dadaji said, you throw a little bread to this howling mind so that it keeps quiet. Then your heart can open and you can understand love. This howling mind is a very difficult mind. And that howling doesn't end. That's why the mind continues. Okay? There was a friend of Dadaji, his name was U.G. Krishnamurti, a great man, enlightened master. U.G. and Dadaji both used to go to Jiddu Krishnamurti talks. They were young those days. Okay? Both were enlightened. And Jiddu was the great inspiration for both of them. So U.G. Krishnamurti says, your thought is your enemy. Your mind is your enemy, because mind is that howling thing. Okay. If you can drop that, enlightenment is all the time there. See, there's a lot of nonsense about enlightenment. Okay. People think that you are going to get into something new and all. No, it's all there. You are already that. I'm that, you are that, everybody is that only. Unearthing of that has to happen in the field of love. That's it. Okay. See, right now also, if you can listen to the subtlest of the sounds, you can listen to your heartbeat. Your heart is beating right now. Listen to the sounds surrounding you, wherever you are. get into this love field and you experience enlightenment right now. It doesn't need anything because you're already there. How can you miss that, which you already are? Enlightenment does not need anything. It's just a matter of tuning. You have tuned yourself out of the love field. That's only mistake. If you can tune into this, it's already there. It's nothing new. You are already into that all the time. Doesn't go away. It's there. But you are so great, you are so expert in tuning out of the field, and then you stay tuned out for a long time, and then you find it difficult to tune in. If you are tuning, you are all the time there only. It has not gone anywhere. No matter what you do, you continue to do your daily chores, your job, your business. A fish is all the time in the water. The logical fish will ask, how do I understand this water? So that howling mind comes. If the fish goes to the school, the howling mind will come. Otherwise, the fish is all the time in the water. Ramakrishna Paramans used to give this example. The fish in the sea, the fish in the water is asking, where is the water? Where is the water? Where is the water? Same way, the pseudo self is asking, where is enlightenment? Where is enlightenment? So Ramakrishna used to say that pull the fish by the tail, pull it out. It can't survive without the water. And then release. Oh, I'm in the water. The fish realizes instantly. So everybody is in that. Everybody is Atman only. Everybody is Brahman only. You have got into the mind, and that's the mistake. If you drop the mind, you are into the water. The fish is in the water all the time, and fish doesn't need to do anything. That's the point. Okay, so Radha and Meera and all were like that. So sure, that's the answer to your question. Okay, what is the lesson today? We completed the 7th lesson. It was the pendulum, right? The 8th lesson now. Okay. The 8th lesson says, be self-motivated and focus on your life mission. Align every activity you do with your life mission and feel joy in life. And you have to take it with the lesson number 9, because this is only half the truth. The lesson number 9 says, spiritual evolution is the only purpose of being in human body. Respect it. Okay. So both the lessons have to be taken together. We have got the human body. What is the purpose? You see, the previous one is talking about the purpose. The next one is actually telling you the purpose. The spiritual evolution is the only purpose of being human, being in human body. So all of us, we have got this human body only for the spiritual evolution. See, Sanskrit word for the body is sadhan. साधन को साधना में लगाओ और साध्य करने योग्य है उसको पाओ. That is the Hindi version. So human body is the sadhana, the instrument, and that is to be applied for sadhana, the spiritual practices, so that you can attain to that which is the aim of the life. Self-realization is the aim of life. Spiritual evolution is the aim of life. Okay. Once you understand that, and then this will make better sense. Be self-motivated and focus on your life mission. What is the life mission? Self-realization is the only mission. There is nothing else. Align every activity you do with your life mission and feel joy in life. So, whatever activity you do, if you are aligned to your life mission, then every moment is joyful. That is the way you stay in the 5th dimension while working. So whatever work you do has to be in line with your life mission, which is helping you to grow in the spiritual dimension. And that is the way every moment becomes joyful. Okay. So now your howling mind will start. But Guruji, my job is so boring. I'm not enjoying my job. My boss is very bad person, very angry person. So in that case, how do I align? I don't know what's my life mission. That's already been said. You can't say that because life mission is only spiritual evolution. You are in the human body. Only mission is life mission is spiritual evolution. There's nothing else. But your situation may be different. Really does not matter what is your situation. See whether you are enjoying the job or not. That may be based on your liking and dislikes. Okay, your likes and dislikes may be different. But beyond the likes and dislikes, you have your awareness. You watch your breath, you witness your thoughts, and instantly you go beyond your likes and dislikes. From that field, if you are doing your duty as a matter of duty, why? The company pays you, you are doing a job, do it as a duty, and do it with a lot of honesty, integrity, because you will automatically get that you are in that awareness field. So whatever you do will be amazing. Okay. If you operate from that awareness, whatever you do is auspicious. जो भी करते वो शुभ होता है. उस फील्ड में सब कुछ शुभ होता है. उसको सर्वतोभद्र स्टेट कहते हैं कश्मीर शविज्म. Okay. In management we say first time right. So anybody who is vibrating high and is into that field, whatever he does is first time right. Which means what? You are absolutely productive on your job front. And you make faster decisions and you produce a lot of result because you are operating from the tremendous clarity of mind. You are that clarity, which means what? You are that crystal blue sky, the sky of Atman. Vedantists call it as Brahman. And your mind is like the passing clouds. Few clouds are white, few are dark, black, full of emotions. Few clouds shed tears or rain. Those are the emotions associated with the thoughts. But you are not the cloud. You are the crystal blue sky. Clouds come, clouds go. Those are just the thoughts. Why do you associate yourself with a thought? Just detach yourself. Watch the thoughts, like watching the clouds. And the cloud disperse. And the gaps appear, and you start seeing the crystal blue sky. And suddenly there is only blue sky. There are no clouds. That's enlightenment. You are one with the Brahman. All the great masters talked about only one thing, whichever way you understand. My path is the path of love, Prem mark, given by Mahavatar Babaji. Okay, our December camp is fully on Prem mark. Pran, Prem, Pragya. See, how does the spiritual progress happens? First of all, you have to increase your vibration. So you have to have a lot of prana shakti. For that, Kriya Yoga is there. Pranayama is there. So raise your vibrations by gaining more prana shakti. Without that, you can't enter the love field. See, those who are living a very lukewarm life, Those who are feeling very low, okay, they can't enter the love field. You have to vibrate high. How high? Minimum 500 hertz. 499 is the logical field. Reason. 400 to 499 to 500 is a quantum jump. So if you get into that quantum jump, okay, you have entered the field of love. So you have to vibrate high, which means your food habits have to be good. You should not be abusing your body. Your sleep pattern should be good. And you must do yogasana, pranayam, or whatever suits you, any exercise, so that you are vibrating high. You should experience that high in your body. Not that low profile, lukewarm, so crawling creature. Should be feeling high, full of enthusiasm, full of intensity. And you enter the love field. The moment you touch upon the love field, your life will change. Lots of clarity, lots of enthusiasm, so much of joy. Everything first time right. Nothing like rough and fair. Whatever you do is right. Because that field is the field of appropriateness. How can you go wrong? The awareness is there. See, Sakshi Bhav, witness consciousness, has been over glamorized in philosophy. Let's understand that. Yes, initially you have to separate yourself from the thought mind. It's like you are flowing in the river. The mind is carrying you away. So jump out of the river, sit on the banks, watch the river flowing. That's called Sakshi Bhav, right? That's the question by Tushar Samant. Sakshi Bhav, witness consciousness. It's very easy. That's cheap. Just jump out of the mind and watch. That's Sakshi Bhav. Sakshi Bhav will not lead you to enlightenment, my dear friend. That's a stepping stone for enlightenment. Why? See, what's the problem with this Sakshi Bhav? Sakshi Bhav is heavily glamorized word in spiritual philosophy. And many people just get carried away by that. To me, it's not a very useful thing. See, like in management classes, I say this funds raising is a very glorified and glamorized field. You know, all the CEOs are talking about fundraising or getting more sales, figures. I think that's just a glorified and glamorized too much, beyond limits. Like that, this Sakshi Bhav is very much glamorized and glorified in spirituality. See, what's the problem with this? It's called trio. Three things are there. When you are a Sakshi, you are witnessing something. So that article, that something is there which you are witnessing. And because you are witnessing, so the process of witnessing is also there. And as long as this process of witnessing and the witness, the object of witness, and the witness itself is there, the trio is existing. And that trio is the biggest hindrance to your enlightenment. The self-realization cannot happen with Sakshi Bhav. Okay, you may get a shock by listening to this, but this is the fact of. So, when you get into the high intensity mode and get into very powerful witnessing, there's something else will come into picture. That awareness which is able to see the tribe. That awareness is a useful thing. Trio is not a useful thing. Trio is a hindrance to your spiritual growth. So witnessing is in a way hindrance to your spiritual growth. Sakshi Bhav, Vipassana is actually the blockage, the hindrance to your enlightenment. Why? As long as you are witnessing, the trio will be there. As long as the trio is there, awareness cannot become aware of itself. So enlightenment is not possible if you are stuck with Vipassana, if you are stuck with witnessing. See, nobody will tell you this thing, my dear friend. These are all highly glorified, glamorized words. Nobody is telling you the truth. Yes, for a beginner, witnessing is important. I don't deny that. But it's a stepping stone, not the end of it. So don't get stuck with the witness consciousness. You will always remain in that trial and trap. त्रिशंकु अवस्था कहते हैं हिंदी में. हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं इसको? त्रिशंकु अवस्था. न ऊपर जा सकता न नीचे जा सकता, लटक रहा है बीच में, इसको त्रिशंकु कहते हैं. Limbo state in English. Not a good thing. That's not for the spiritual seekers. A real spiritual seeker will jump out. The dissolution of the trio has to happen. How does it happen? High intensity. Learn to convert your witnessing into awareness. The first is the thoughts will disappear because you are witnessing the thoughts. So the one leg of the tipoy has gone. Tipoy has got 3 legs. You are witnessing the thoughts are gone. Now tipoy is on the 2 legs. 2-leg tipoy cannot sustain. So the process of witnessing will also go away. Because there's nothing to witness. Then only 1 leg, it will fall down. The witness itself disappears. Where does it go? In the ocean of awareness. When the ocean itself knows it's the ocean of awareness, and that's you, that's Brahman, that's Atman, that is Paramatman, whatever you say, that understanding that happens is enlightenment. The triode disappears in the ocean of awareness. In that moment, there's an explosion of silence. And the silence is not a dead silence of vipassana. This is an effervescent silence, the eloquent silence, the vibrant silence. And that vibrancy is felt as a matter of nada, the sound, the primordial sound. Like a soda water bottle, if you open, boom. That's called vibrant silence. Not the dead silence of shunya. That's a trap. The vibrant silence has to be there. In that vibrant silence, whatever field is there, that's what I call it as a love field. The trio disappears in love. There's no you and me. There's only one. That is the field of oneness. With that, the life purpose is over. Then what happens? Then that's called living liberation. हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? जीवन मुक्ति, मुक्त जीवन, life in freedom. Why? Your energy is free flowing. When the energy is free flowing, it's not obstructed by your thought mind. Whatever you speak becomes a shastra. The scriptures are created from that field. Call it first time right. That vibrancy has to be there. So, my dear friends, learn to take risk of jumping into the unknown. If you are too much security oriented, then the spirituality is not for you. Spirituality is for those daredevil kind of people. So don't be afraid. So if you jump into the love field, what will happen? You will die. What best thing? Your fear will also die. So when you die, there is no fear. Get into that high mode. Okay. Otherwise, this crawling on the planet Earth is not going to lead us anywhere. That's why we need that high intensity satsang. The whole purpose of high intensity satsang was that. Life lesson is just an excuse to understand few things. Your mind wants to hang on to some logical thing. Okay, I have a lollipop of life lesson. But that's not the point. That's the lollipop. We need some excuse to talk. So life lesson number 8. And then life lesson number 9 and 10, it can have many. I can create few every day. Okay? That's not the point. The lesson to be learned in the every lesson is tune into the love field. Die into the love field. You'll be reborn as Brahman, as Atman. Self-realization will happen, enlightenment will happen, Jivan Mukti will happen. And that's what is awaiting everybody. It's already there. Nothing new happens. The unearthing has to happen. That which is hiding the truth has to go. That's all that you need to understand. The moment you get into this mode, you are into all auspiciousness. Sarvato Bhadra. First time right. Everything right and only right. And there's nothing wrong in that. No wrong thing can happen. Vinayji asking, witness bhav may create an attitude of unattached mode. Asango aham. Could it be one step for evolution only? True, it's a stepping stone. Don't get stuck with witness consciousness. It's, I'm telling you, overly glorified and glamorized term in spirituality. In fact, it's the hindrance to your enlightenment. Because witnessing will always have the trio. As long as the trio is there, you are not heading towards enlightenment. You can get stuck, Trisanku Avastha, limbo. My dear friend, you have to understand, this is high intensity satsang. Now you are not into that ABCD style class. This is like a PhD class. Okay. So if you understand, witness it, but when you get into the high intensity witnessing, see how to understand that? See, your witnessing is small initially, like your matchstick, okay, small fire is there. When that fire becomes huge, Holika fire, huge fire, then what happens? In that huge fire, the trio itself burns. What remains? Only awareness. So your fire has to become big. That's what is the high intensity. Okay. So low intensity meditations will not get you anywhere. So low intensity sadhana that create the feel good factor will not lead you to enlightenment. A lot of feel good factors are there in spirituality. Okay. So if you're feeling low, you get into the satsang, you feel little better. There's nothing wrong. You should feel better. Nothing wrong. Okay. Witnessing will always have the trial. I'm missing that last word. Not trial. Trio. Trio. Trio means three. The tipoy has got the three legs. So witness is there. Something is witness. Say thoughts are witness. Object. That's called the object of witness. And there is a process of witnessing. So three things. What is the three things? The witness itself, the object of witnessing, in this case it's a thought, and there is a process of witnessing. So these three things are there. The trio is there, and that oneness is not there as long as the trio is there. The trio has to disappear. Okay, so don't overly glorify the witness consciousness, vipassana and all. Okay, nobody ever got enlightened by doing that. Let's be very sure about it. Nobody ever got enlightened. Only when the trio disappears that the enlightenment happens. So, your systematic approach, your step-by-step approach is good to begin with. I'm not against that. But at one point, your systems have to burn. It has to become the huge fire of awareness. Everything burns there. Your philosophy burns there. Your holy books will burn there. Okay, nothing remains in you. Your mind will burn. The ego will burn. Okay, what remains? Only God remains, only love remains, only Atman remains, only Brahman remains, only enlightenment remains, only sun remains, only light remains. I call it as love. Only love remains. That is enlightenment. The purity remains, the honesty remains, the integrity remains, oneness. Have to get into that. All right? There's only one lesson. The lesson of oneness. Oneness. There is no you and me. The differentiation has happened because of the time and space, which is part of illusion. You and me are not different. We are one in that field of love. The differentiation is because of the illusion. Vidya is in Bengaluru, Ellen is in USA, Chetna Sumit are in Pune, Roma is in Santa Cruz, Vasant Pandey is in USA. Why? Because of the illusion, the space is there. In that oneness, everything is here and now. So the space warping and the time warping happens in the fifth dimension. It's a reality of the fifth dimension. Instantly it happens. No matter where you are, the connection happens beyond time and space. And that connection is the connection in love, because the love field is beyond time and space. Then the telepathy starts working, the hotline starts working, everything is understood. No need to speak. Vibrational communication happens in the love field. That changes the entire human consciousness. The miracles happen there. That's the fundamental of miracle healing that I'm promoting worldwide. Okay. The miracle healing is a very simple thing. Just tune into the love field and the love will heal you. That's it. The greatest deficiency on the planet Earth is the love. Those who have not experienced love, they have lots of diseases. If you experience love, the love heals everything. That's miracle healing. So, open your heart, my dear friends. Experience love. Experience more and more, more and more. Experience self-love. Okay? When this love overpowers you, you will disappear. What remains? Only love remains. That is enlightenment. The mind has to disappear, the ego has to disappear, the intellect has to disappear, the logic has to disappear. Everything goes into the unknown. Where it goes, nobody knows, unknown. How do you know? See, the flame of a candle is there. The disciple asked the Zen master, where does it go, all this unknown? How does it happen? The howling mind is there. And the Zen master just blows the candle and asks, tell me, where did the flame go? You have to understand that. That is love. This is beyond logic. Tell me, where did the flame go? If you blow the candle, the flame was there and the flame is not there. Where did it go? Wherever. That's called unknown. What remains? Love remains. Very illogical. Doesn't make sense. Who told you I will make sense? I don't make any sense. I'm not here to make sense to your mind. But if you are tuned to me, in love, it made a lot of sense. I'm simply here to tune you every Thursday. I make some excuse, some lesson, this lesson, that lesson, Bhismaka lesson, Dronaka lesson, Karnaka lesson. I got lots of lessons to tell you. Those are excuses, my dear friend, to make love with all of you. I mean, this is another very illogical statement. You know, making love with so many people on the screen all at a time. What will you call it as? Whatever. That's a fact. Okay. So I'm not stuck with my lessons nor with the logic, nothing. I'm just a flying bird in the crystal blue sky. I simply feel like sharing my freedom with you, my joy with you, my love with you. So I find out some excuse to talk to you because I have to do some title, no, for the Zoom meeting. How do I invite you for the meeting? Some title has to be there. So next time, whatever title you tell me, I'll put that. And really, it doesn't matter what is the title of the meeting as long as we are connected in the love. Okay, because that is the only purpose that I talk to you. I have no other purpose. So my talking has not much meaning. Many people listen to this audio while driving and all. You'll go crazy. Don't listen. It's all nonsensical. If you can feel the love in your heart as I talk, as I connect, if your heart opens, if you are feeling tuned, if your frequency is increasing, at one moment, you'll have a quantum jump into the unknown and you'll enter the love field. Your logic disappears. That is where the miracle healing happens. Okay. So love heals. That's miracle healing. Just take a jump into that unknown. Because the fears may be there in the beginning. It's okay to have fears. So we have the fears and we still take jump, no? Everything will disappear. Vinay is saying drashta, drashti and drashya to merge in the field of love. Am I correctly understanding? Yes, absolutely right. Drashta, drashya, in the process of witnessing. That's called darshan, not drashti. Okay, the Sanskrit word is darshan. So instead of drishti, use the word darshan if you want Sanskrit. Darshan is the process of witnessing. That has to disappear. Krishna is saying, much gratitude for loving darshan. If I understand, all people experience planetary effects. Even Sadesati Panoti, but there would be no adverse effects from planets when you are in the field of love because you are in tune with planets and planets will bless you. You are one with the planets when we are in the field of love. Absolutely. That is the only way to go out of the effects of your horoscopes. See, other day I was counting how many horoscope Akashic records I have done. I have done more than 12,000 people's Akashic record reading. Okay. Horoscopes I have seen more than 100,000 earlier days. That's seeing the horoscope. Proper Akashic record, 25 pages report. Two big files like I'm doing right now. I have completed more than 12,000. Case studies are there with me in my diary. Now, let me tell you, I don't have my horoscope. I don't even know my birth time, birth date, nothing. And I don't care. Why? It makes no sense to me. All the planets influence you when you operate from the mind. The moment you operate from love, your planets don't do anything to you. They salute you. So if you want to go out of the effects of the planets or your horoscope, well, learn to operate from love. Very simple. This is Prem given by Babaji. Okay. Mautar Babaji's latest knowledge that I got, knowledge, wisdom, whatever high vibrational stuff is called Prem Marg. So Prem Kriya, Prem Dhyan, Prem Bodh. That is the topic of discussion. This December camp, all of you will learn that, those who are coming to the ashram. So planet will bless you. You are one with the planets when we are in the field of love. Absolutely amazing. Krishna, you got it right. Thank you. I love you, Krishna. This is at least one person got it right. That's all my efforts. Okay. Even if one person gets it, I'm so enthusiastic. I'll continue. Every time one person gets it, that's it. All will get enlightened. Monica Verma is asking, Guruji, what can we do to help our family members who choose to be in low vibration and not willing to work? Nothing. You vibrate high. When you vibrate high, your high vibration will reach to people around you. They will vibrate high naturally. So you don't trouble them, you don't bother them, okay? Never tell anybody that you are vibrating low. You will create enmity. You vibrate high, your vibrations will rub onto the other people around you and their vibration will increase. So, if you heal yourself, people around you will get healed. Do you know that? That is a tremendous significance of the whole thing. If you are healed from inside and you are vibrating into that positive health, your vibrations will heal others without doing anything. People who come and sit in your presence, they feel the presence, they get healed. Amazing resonance happens with people who are in love. There's no logic, okay? Don't think logically, you will miss the point. The point is, are you tuned in love? That's where the miracle healing happens. Everybody gets healed. No dramatics of healing. Just the presence is healing. That's it. Tune yourself. All right. Hmm. I don't know what to say. I can only say I love you all. And I'll keep bothering you until all of you come to this field of love. Every week, some excuse, this, that, whatever, I may learn something, learn from Karna. Oh, that's a good subject. Or learn from Dronacharya. Oh, there are lots of lessons to be learned, okay? Doesn't matter. I'll keep bothering you every Thursday until all of us we vibrate together in love. That's the only lesson. We all can shift ourselves to the fifth dimension just by entering into that love field. Okay, that's the only lesson. Nothing else. All right. Thank you very much. God bless you. I love you all.